Good morning. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. I tried to make myself feel a little better by putting on a little makeup because I'm in so much pain. I'm in so much pain. But guess what? I won't complain. My God woke me up this morning without this little bit of makeup, without my dentures, and without even me combing my hair. And I'm letting y'all know that these dentures feel like they're going to fall out. And guess what? If they do, and what, so what? I won't complain, y'all, but I'm in so much pain. I am. Oh, Lord, 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 help me. Help me, Lord, help me. Pray for me, y'all. Pray my strength, right? But I'm going to give him, in spite of the pain, the honor, the praise, the glory, the hallelujah, the worship, and the acknowledgement. And I'm going to do my best to say, rise, shine, give God the glory, glory, rise, shine, give God the glory, glory, rise, shine, give God the glory, glory, children of the Lord. That's what my mama used to say every morning, getting up her 6 children for school. She said, rise, it's time to go to school. And my God said, rise. I don't care how much pain you are in. I need you to help one more person. Edwina, just one more person. You can do it. You can get through it. Just help one more person rise. Just for the day, just rise, Edwina. Don't worry about the pain. Keep the focus on me, and I'll get you through. So I'm here, y'all, and I thank God that I am. Woo! How y'all doing this morning? Welcome to Free to Hope. From recovery, emerge empowered to give hope to others, help others prosper equally. Yes, I'm Edwina B, known as Miss Cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. And that's what my shoulder did the other day. It popped while I was in physical therapy. But I listen, y'all, let me wait a minute. Let me get a little bit more comfortable, right? Hold on. Y'all just bear with me. We're going to make this happen. We are going to make this happen. I'm going to put me a little bit of coffee in, and I'm going to turn off some of these lights, and I'm going to get back to y'all because this pain is trying to say, Edwina. I'm like, no, I can do it because my God is strengthening me. He always does. And so let me focus on you. How you doing, huh? You like my little makeup today? Emma, I got my teeth in, Emma. I love me some Emma, I tell you. She's one of my family members at Canaan Baptist Church. And I did watch it online yesterday. And I did attend my AA meeting by phone. So I don't let nothing stop me from being connected to the spiritual tools, resources, and principles that have blessed me for over 34 plus years, suffering from co-occurring disorders of mental illness and substance abuse. That bell says my coffee is ready. Now, I'm going to see if I can even get it out the microwave, but I'm going to get it out the microwave with my left hand. Okay. And shut the door. Okay. So this time, you're not going to see me pick up the cup with my right hand because they told me not to use the right arm. Okay. So I'm being obedient. So here's to you. I need a drink. I need a drink of coffee. They wanted to give me narcotics yesterday. They wanted me to get a shot of this and a shot of that. I said, no, boo-boo. I said, I've been clean and sober from narcotics for over 34 plus years. I can deal with the pain. Just give me some morphine and Tylenol, and I'm just going to just deal. It won't be the first time, and it definitely won't be the last time. But I start taking that stuff, I'm not giving the enemy one iota of an opportunity to send me back underneath that parked car, to make me go back to drinking, prostituting, all of that. Oh, hell to the no. No, no, no. And so when I place spiritual principles, tools, and resources to all earthly matters, even pain, I give honor to my God. All right, let me try this now. Not too bad. All right, so I also want to say, I got to push, wait a minute. Let's see if I can use this hand to put up my icons, okay? So what I first want to do is to let you know that I am definitely praying about my event on the 27th and June the 1st, May the 30th and June the 1st for my first master's class. As a result of me having a torn ligament in my right shoulder, and I already had issues in my left shoulder, so I may not be able, so I'm putting it out there now, with God's grace and mercy, and as Dr. J and I talked about last night, one day at a time. And oh my God, I'm getting ready to cry. These are happy tears, y'all. I'm such a crybaby, ain't I? But Jay called me yesterday because she promised that she would call and check on me, right? And she said, before I close my eyes, I'm going to call. She calls me Edwina, right? That's okay, Jay. But the pronunciation is Edwina, right? But she's been calling me Edwina forever. And one lady calls me Edwina, and Edwina. Listen, my God says she doesn't even need a name. She's my child, and I know it. So thank you, Jay, for calling and checking on me. And as we closed last night, we talked about one day at a time in regards to my upcoming event. Because if it's determined that I will need surgery, and guess what? I'm going to yield to the spirit, and I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to do my homework. I'm going to get more than one opinion. I'm going to do all of that. But I need to eliminate this pain. And guess what, y'all? I am a contributing factor to having this pain. Yes, I am. When we talk about our brokenness and being broke, right? So if you're so tired of being broken and broke, you have to recognize the part that you played in your brokenness and being broke. So let me tell you exactly what I mean. Now, see, I learned, and I'm just yielding to the spirit. I learned yesterday that our shoulders are the most used muscles, bones in our body. We use our shoulders to do any and everything, right? And so I learned that when we put so much wear and tear on our bodies, particularly our shoulders, then you get what you get. So I need to say that I contributed to a part in this shoulder issues that I have. Yes, I did. I'm naturally a tomboy, and I think I can pick up anything and pull anything and push anything, and all that over the years have contributed to this condition. On top of that, arthritis. I'm 68 years old. So let's face it. So what part did I play in it? What part does the natural aging process contribute? What part did that fall back in 2014 when I fell down the steps and tried to stop my fall from using my hands, and my shoulders were impacted, right? And so one of the things I've learned about my brokenness and being broke, I've never had anything physically broken on my body, right? Now, this is the first time I've had tears in my ligaments, and this is the first time I've actually torn one and maybe two, but they know I tore the ligament in my right shoulder. And so, because I was doing what they suggested I do and go to physical therapy, sometimes we can overdo it. And sometimes the people we go to can overdo it. So, talking about this issue is lessening my pain. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? So let me continue to talk about it, right? I feel better already for now. So one day at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 second at a time. So anyway, as a result of having that operation years ago, as a result of me falling, coupled with my tomboyish ways of picking up, pulling, lifting, and the arthritis, that when I did have the shoulder operations, right, at different times, of course, and it was a suit, you know what I mean, filed because it was done on the job. And then one thing about these lawsuits, honey, when we settle or when we when we accept, and we don't know what's going to happen down the line, right? So you better believe I called my lawyer and I said, listen, as a result of, he said, let me check into it. Listen, I don't have any problems asking questions, but you just don't know unless you ask. Okay. So I was good for a few years. And then about maybe a year ago, maybe 10 months ago, the shoulder, particularly the left one, started acting up. And I knew about cortisone shots. So I started getting cortisone shots, and they would last, for about 6 weeks. And then I found myself going back again. And so they told me that, Edwina, you can't keep getting these cortisone shots, right? Because they're not good for your body. And I said, I hear you, but I can't deal with this pain, right? And so I had been getting the cortisone shots for about maybe 7, 8 months, right? On a 6 week, 8 week basis. And then after a while, the cortisone shots stopped working. Yes, they stopped working, honey. Listen, I was waiting and waiting and waiting for it to kick in, and that cortisone shot did not kick in. So I go back to my primary and I say, the cortisone shots are not working. He said, Edwina, I know, and I told you, but it's okay. Let's go to an orthopedic and let him check your shoulder out and see what can be done. And so I did. I went to Dr. Charles Hummer and at St. Francis, and he, checked a few things and sent me to get first a X-ray, then a CAT scan, and finally an MRI. Did all that, and come to find out that it is arthritis. There is some at that time some tear in my ligaments, particularly on my left shoulder, which was the worst. Right, I'm still having pain on my left side, and my right side, it was doable. It was nothing nearly like the left side. So anyway, he said, well, surgery is out. You don't need surgery. So I said, okay. So he said, what you need is physical therapy. I said, okay. I used to do it before, and I would do it at home. And so let's try physical therapy again. And so he gave me a prescription for 4 weeks. And you know how when you go to physical therapy, everything is real light in the beginning, real light, real light, real light. And then as I continued to go consistently, every week they would increase the resistance so I can strengthen my arms and whatnot. So I did, and I was up to my third week, the end of my third week, which was Friday. And I went through the increased resistance on all of the apparatus until I got to a stretch band, right? And they have different color stretch bands that I'm gonna do like glasses, right? So you get the stretch band and you put them around your wrist, and then you pull and open like that. See, I'm very tangible one time. So when I put that, yeah, I was used to the blue one, right? I could do the blue one. You open up and you hold for 6 seconds, and you close and you hold for 6 seconds. And I have been doing that. And so this time she recommended that I go to the yellow. Well, honey, honey. I told you I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Pop. I put that yellow band on, and I went to do like this, right? And it's this right on said pop. I said, what the? That's right. I said, what the hell? Oh my God. Wait, come here, honey. Call the doctor. Call the doctor. I said, oh my God, I heard something pop in my shoulder. And you talking about excruciating pain? Oh man. And so when the doctor came and he looked at it and he said, I can see that something tore loose from underneath and went on top. And I said, honey, I don't know what, but something popped. And so he immediately put some ice on it and hooked me up to the electro stimulations and all. And I was in so much pain. I couldn't lift my arm. I couldn't move my arm. And y'all can see, I'm in pain now. But when I say I was really in pain, I didn't look nothing like this, right? And I wound up, I don't even think I had, yeah, honey, if I did have my dentures in, they came out. I didn't need nothing else to distract me or make me feel uncomfortable. So anyway, so he said, put ice on it every 10 minutes off, 10 minutes on, 10 minutes off. And so I said, but I got to drive. He said, well, you have to use your left hand. So I said, okay. And so, he said, over the weekend, ice it, So I said, okay. So I did, and I began to take 8 milligrams of ibuprofen, but it didn't stop the pain. And Saturday, I had an assignment to do to take 40 inner city youth to the Washington Black Museum, African American Museum. And it was, hosted by the city of Philadelphia and members of the Wilmington Youth Incubator Wilmington Youth Leadership Incubator Program that I'm a part of. I was chaperoning with them, and it was about 40 kids. It was about maybe 30 of us, I think. And so, even though I was there for them, they really took care of me. They was like, Miss Edwina, you all right, Miss Edwina? And I was like, yeah, I mean, thank you, y'all. Because I was in so much pain. But guess what? I would be in pain if I laid home, right? So why not get up and do what I committed to do and deal with the pain? And I did. And so I had my ibuprofens with me, and I took them. We went to the Philadelphia Zoo. I took my time and walked. We went into the museum. One of my little babies, her name is Brooke. She said, "Is this the arm that hurts? Because I want to hold your hand." I say, "No, baby, you can go on this side." But it was just so beautiful, right? It was just so beautiful. And so as a result, I was able to do some homework, if you will, while on the bus. It was a 2-hour trip. And again, trying to distract myself, I kept myself busy, did some homework, right? Got some notes done before and after. But afterwards, I was just done. I was just done. And so I wound up watching the movie and that they had on the bus, and I watched Aladdin Lamp with Will Smith. I love those kind of movies. And then I watched another one that was similar to Jurassic Park and all that, and just tried to make myself, comfortable and not focus on the pain. So anyway, I come home and I do what I do, and I went to bed that night. And yesterday morning, y'all, I got up. Oh, I got to hurry up and get to the topic today. But I got up I get up around 3:30, 4 o'clock, and the pain was so bad. I said, no, no, no. I got to go. I got to go to the emergency like right now. And you know what, y'all? I went to that emergency. Not a soul was in that emergency room. I was like, am I in the right place? Nobody. I got in. They took me through the door. They took my vitals. They asked a couple questions. They took me to X-ray and came back and put me in a room and laid me down, and and the attendant came and talked to me, and then the doctor came and talked to me, and as a result, they concurred that it's a torn ligament in your right shoulder, but we can't do an MRI in the emergency, so we're going to give you a shot of ibuprofen in this arm. And they said something about giving me some lanacane patch or something, and 800 milligrams of ibuprofen. And I said, okay, but so I had intentions of going to church and going to my meeting, but guess what? I had my AA meeting on the phone, laying in that bed, and I was able to get home in time to watch my church service online. And I was able to do a few more notes for my homework assignment, right? And so I'm just at all with being um responsible enough to listen to my body, right? Because during my addiction, during my brokenness and being broke, and out there in the world, honey, listen, I should have been dead, but obviously God said no. But I didn't take care of myself during my addiction. I didn't. And with my mental illness, I said no, I got to get high. I got to do this. I got to do that. But now, honey, with these 34 years, if anything bothers me, I'm going to the hospital. Yes, yeah. You can call me whatever you want, but I'm going to check it out. And so let me at least get to the reading today. So you see, I put my glasses on with my left hand. So let's go to the reading today. I'm so glad I yield to the Spirit, but I'm going to talk about what Dr. J and I ended with last night regarding my upcoming event. It may or may not happen, but one day at a time, we will see. Okay, so the reading for today, it says, one day at a time. Above all, take it one day at a time, as Bill sees it, page 11. The person in recovery shares their perspective by saying, why do I kid myself that I must stay away from a drink for only one day when I know perfectly well I must never drink again as long as I live? I am not kidding myself, because one day at a time is probably the only way I can reach the long-range objective of staying sober. Wow. If I determine that I shall never drink again as long as I live, I set myself up. How can I be sure I won't drink when I have no idea what the future may hold? On a day at a time basis, I am confident I can stay away from a drink for one day. So I set out with confidence. At the end of the day, I had the reward of achievement. Achievement feels good, and that makes me want more. Oh, my. One day at a time, sweet Jesus. That's all I'm asking for you. One day at a time, one day at a time, one day at a time. All right, so now let's dissect this baby. All right, And so the first thing it says right here, above all, take one day at a time. Above all, take one day at a time. Above all, think about it. All we really have right now is this moment, this second, correct? Right? So we don't know what the next minute, the next hour, the next afternoon is going to produce, right? So, and using my 12-step spiritual principles, tools, and resources, I've learned to keep the focus where my feet are, where I presently am, right? And also to acknowledge that I'm breathing right now, like staying focused and staying in the present, right? And so when it says above all, one day at a time, 1 hour, 1 minute, 1 second at a time, when I allow myself to think in those terms, anything that's in front of me, anything that is present, I can deal with, right? And so that's the analogy of above all, keep it one day at a time. Okay. So then they talk about, y'all hold on. Let me put this back up. It says here, why do I kid myself that I must stay away from a drink for only one day when I know perfectly well I will never drink again as long as I live? I am not kidding myself, because one day at a time is probably the only way I can reach that long range objective of staying sober. Did you hear that? When I first came into recovery and I heard people had 34 years, 50 years, 10 years, I said, oh, they lying. Nobody stays sober that long. Well, they came back and said, oh, yes, we did. We did it one day at a time. Wow. One day at a time, okay? And so the other thing that he said, if I determine that I shall never again as long as I live, I should never drink again as long as I live, I set myself up. How can I be sure I won't drink when I have no idea what the future may hold? And so that is so beautiful, because we never know what might come down the pipe in the future. And I always say, don't say what you will never do, because we don't really know. But when it comes to one day at a time, and when it comes to not drinking one day at a time, when it comes to not prostituting, stealing one day at a time, that's doable. And so at the end, this person who writes his perspective, I love this part. He says, on a day at a time basis, I am confident I can stay away from a drink for one day. So I set out with confidence. At the end of the day, I have the reward of achievement. Achievement feels good, and that makes me want more. Oh my God. That was the hit, y'all. When I was out there in the world like that, one is too many, 1,000 never enough, and going on and going like the energetic bunny rabbit or whatever. But here they're saying to me, like Edwina, now you're the one who got 34 plus years, right? And you did it by one day at a time. So I stopped projecting. I can plan, but I don't project. I don't say I will never. But when I say I can do this 1 second at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, and one day at a time, oh Lord. And then when I go to bed, I say, yes, I want more. And I do it 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour, one day at a time. And I go to bed, I was like, yeah, I want more. Yes. That's how we deal with any and everything that contributes to our being broke and being broken, right? And so I love the fact that these spiritual principles that I use on a consistent basis help to remind me, Edwina, you're in the present right now. What you say, what you do in this present situation, this present circumstance, this present moment will determine your next steps. So if I don't drink one day at a time, if I don't spaz out one day at a time, if I don't freak out one day at a time, and if I have to, I do it 1 second, 1 minute at a time. But at the end of the day, and when I wake up the next morning, I was like, wow, I didn't feed into temptation. I didn't give into the enemy. No, I want more. Let me do it again. And that's how we do one day at a time in a 12-step spiritual program. And that's why we can have our heaven here on earth. You see, y'all, I forgot about the pain, right? I forgot about the pain, but now I got to go to my meeting. So let me close by saying, I love you. You love me. We are one big family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? You better believe I'm going to my primary. I'm making an appointment with my orthopedic, and I'm going to deal with this situation. Through the Holy Spirit, anything and everything is possible. To God be the glory. If it's God's will that we are reunited tomorrow, I'll be here, and I hope you will be too. Be of service to someone today. God bless.